unless you want, ladies and gentlemen, before the start of the game, please pay attention to the middle of the field. On Thursday, April 2nd, 2020, Noah Hamayuni, an 18-year-old innocent bystander, was shot and killed in front of his hometown in Mount Airy, Maryland. Noah was a student athlete with a bright future, signed to play collegiate lacrosse at Howard Community College this year. Noah was a selfless individual who impacted his teammates and coaches off the field with his passion and love for the game. People who met Noah knew the profound impact he had on the people around him, and his former teammates, coaches, friends, and family will always remember and honor him. To honor his memory, we present to Noah's father Nate and his mother Melissa a Dragons jersey with Noah's number. Noah's parents have just announced that they will be starting a lacrosse scholarship for the Howard Community College Dragons in Noah's memory. Good call, thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dragons' final regular season game of the year. As the Howard Community College Dragons, still ranked number 4 in the nation, will take on the College of Southern Maryland Hawks. Dragons coming off of a tough loss against the CCBC Essex Knights earlier in the week. trying to rebound and get some momentum going before the start of the Region 20 tournament, where they will face those Essex Knights again at Essex. For this game, Howard going up a Southern Maryland team that is 0-3 going into the game. And Dragons with a few changes to their lineup. Starting defense, we will see Gladstone, McElroy, and Brown. On the attack, Drew Good will take place of the Jordan Sawyer. And Howard wins the opening faceoff cleanly right off the bat, as that is Terrence Harmon. One of those changes, he will get the majority of the reps in the faceoff circle today, as regular faceoff man Brandon Shern will get a little bit of a rest, perhaps get a few reps in today. Another change with Drew Good moving to attack. Cole Blanche, number 11, he will go to that first midfield line, and he will be joined by Adam Techman and Brennan Tracy. Joining Good on the attack line today is number 35, as Techman will go for it. That is Nick Hinton, number 35, who's on attack, along with number 6, Brian Zajac. This is Good behind the goal under some tough pressure. We have a windy day out here today. For those of you at home, you can probably hear it. Blanche swings it around. Tracy. Dragons running out of time on the shot clock. Just 7 seconds left. And really not getting anywhere close to the goal. Now it's Good who comes around shot. That one will go wide. And a good defensive stand for Southern Maryland as they're able to hold the Dragons in that first possession. In goal for the Southern Maryland Hawks today is number 13, Ian Campbell. Campbell comes in with a 36.9 save percentage and 0-3 record. And Hawks will get the good clear. Pass to behind the net to the X. Some good pressure by the Dragons defense. Flipped by Gladstone back up. And it is going to be recovered by Southern Maryland in the form of number 33, Scott Purcell. Purcell swings over to Toto. Sharp. Trying to get some more people flying behind the goal. Friends in. Back up top to Toto. Shot! And that one by Frenton will go wide. Starting in goal for the Dragons today is Evan Hawk. And that was another shot by Southern Maryland. That one bounced high. That pass not connected. That was dropped, and it looked like the shot clock was about to go off. Hawk comes out of the goal, and he is going to sprint up the field. Finds Hinton. Howard looking for potentially a fast breakaway goal here, but slowed down by Southern Maryland. And the second midfield of Howard is now on the field, as it is Peterson, Krasny, and Lucas Hoyt with the ball right now. He will take on his defender. Flips it to Blanche. Excuse me, this is Zajac. Zajac curls around. Great save by the Southern Maryland goalkeeper, as he was able to get the butt of his stick to steer that one to the side. Campbell got a good look at that one. Fleckenstein gets picked on that one, but the referees are going to call a moving pick on Hinton. And a turnover for the Dragons. Two turnovers for Howard in 2 possessions. Not what Coach Faust wants to see. Solhoff cannot connect on the pass as that one goes wide, and looked like Luke Simpson had a good look at it, but could not catch it clean. Southern Maryland with a tough 34-0 loss at Hartford, just a few days early to this contest. This is Krasny, takes on his defender, draws the triple team. Dragons move the ball nicely. Zajac curls around again, shot, and this time he will find the bottom left corner of the net. Brian Zajac gets on the board for the Dragons. So we've got Simpson and Harmon going back to the face-off circle. Harmon picks it clean. Nicely done. Howard goes back to the first midfield. Good, we'll take the time. Some pressure by Samuel Manning. Draws the switch. Drew Good wide open. He flips it over. Puts it in over the goalkeeper. Nicely done by the Dragons as they connected on that one. So after a couple of sloppy positions to start, Dragons now talking to Coach Faust before the game, he was saying that the Dragons really haven't had an opportunity to try to get these players to get fully comfortable with each other, as Harmon will win another one. This one will be picked up by Parkinson. And Coach Faust was hoping that a game like this will give Howard the opportunity to really just build up some of that chemistry with the attacking players in particular. Just work on those connections, work on the cuts, work on the passing, work on the timing. This is Adam Techman. Gets past his man. Keep moving it around. Good, he'll curl shot as he tried to bounce it into the top of the net, and unfortunately it goes far over it. Dragons with the backup. Zajac comes off of the pick. That one's a good pick by Hinton, and that will score the goal. Good job by Hinton to really pick off 2 players there, and Zajac will get his second goal of the game. Southern Maryland will call a timeout. We'll take one with them. Dragons leading 3-0. We are back in action here in Columbia, Maryland. Howard ahead 3-0 on the Southern Maryland Hawks. Same pairing in the face-off circle of Simpson and Harmon. Harmon is able to flick it forward, and Asher Middick for the Dragons trying to pick it up 3 times, unable to do so, and that is going to go by way of just being touched out of bounds to Southern Maryland. So they'll get their first face-off win. This is Campbell, who's just going to jog his way all the way up the field. Still Simpson. He will try to find a teammate, and a good hit by the Dragons there. That is going to be not a good hit, as Ryan Smith was called for an off-ball push, and Southern Maryland will keep possession. Fortaleza finds Sharp. Plenty of room at the top of the key. Now Dunlap for the Dragons will give him some pressure. Southern Maryland working the perimeter. Dunlap, good pressure. Leaves it off to Smith. Plenty of time for the Hawks. Still 25 seconds as they're trying to find a good shot. Frenzen tried to flip it to Melker behind the referee, and I think it was a little bit screened. And ultimately, an unforced error on the Hawks. Howard will get possession. Minnick forward to Smith. And Smith will just drop the ball as he was trying to pass it. Good play by Zajac to scoop it up and keep possession for Howard. Hoyt to Peterson to Krasny. Krasny looks like he's about to call the flying V. He will dodge past, shot into the side netting. Great play by Jackson Krasny as he came off of the screen and just flipped it in. Jackson Krasny, a guy who a little bit off to a slow start, but he is starting to pick it up more and more as the season gets going. And Dragons absolutely need Krasny to be that player that they can rely on. He is showing that right now. He can just create a goal for himself. And a violation is going to be called on Southern Maryland. So Howard will get the face-off win. Looks like the Dragons have already made a change of attack, as now Caleb Tatum is in there. So Tatum will get some time at attack. Good. Comes around and he flips it right over the head. And Campbell just came with such power. To give the goal to Drew Good. Puts in his first goal. Tried to flip it forward, got a little tripped up, and I think Howard, it looked like Zajac may have crossed the line there before the ball was possessed, and Southern Maryland will take possession. Picked up by Scott Purcell. Dragons defensive midfield in there right now. Quesada, Parkinson, Harvey Thomas with the long stick. Toto from Southern Maryland. From behind the core. Brown is all over him and still fighting for possession. Now Gladstone will get it. Gladstone using those long legs to just gallop across the field. Gives it to Good. You have to imagine with the game going pretty one-sided for the Dragons here, they're going to start trying to take some more deliberate possessions and really run through their entire offense. Krasny. Still Krasny. Shot, and he just pings the top left corner. Krasny does it again. Krasny puts his second one in. And Dragons now lead 6-0 with 5:06 remaining in the first quarter. Simpson and Harmon back in it. And Harmon jumped a little early there. And referees weren't going to miss that one. That one given away. Ryan Smith comes in and he will snag it. It's his first ground ball for the Dragons. Flips it up to Minnick. Minnick takes a big shot, but he gets off the pass. Great, good job by Howard as they swing it. That was Zajac to Tatum. And that is another goal for Howard as they push the pace on that one nicely. Right back up, and the Dragons move the ball nicely. And he will bounce a pass. Zajac able to block it down and keep possession. Southern Maryland. We got Ryan Taylor, their long stick midfield, trying to cover Tracy. Aponte Martinez as Good will swing it around, and again he tried to bounce it, and again doesn't quite get the angle right, and it goes high. Tron Dancy covering Zajac. Does a good job of pushing Zajac away from the goal as Howard has been really trying to come off that X and curl up into the goal. Pass into the middle, shot by Good, and it is saved by Campbell. Nicely done. Good was in the crease, and that will go for Southern Maryland. Campbell with his save. Dancy and Campbell play a little two-man game. Once again, Campbell is going to try to just dance his way up. This time he will dish it off. As good effort there by Selhoff as he tried to keep it in for Southern Maryland, but it does roll out. Dunlap put the pressure on Fleckenstein there to force the turnover. Hawk gives it up to Peterson. Nice day here in the Dragon's Lair. A little bit windy, but other than that, good day for lacrosse. Players out there running around certainly don't mind a tiny bit of chill to the air to take off the sweat running down them. You can see the Dragons trying to work on some set plays here as Hoyt picks up the double team, tried to dish it off to Peterson. Not a clean connect, but Peterson will scoop it up. Finds Zajac, who is unmarked at the time. Now he'll draw two on the help. Just 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Krasny. Shot that goes wide. And that will be a save as the referees will signal for the reset of the shot clock. And Krasny does a good job of putting a shot on cage and getting a fresh 80 for Howard. Good. Just runs past the defense, and somehow, as he's tripping to the ground, is able to sneak his way into the goal. Good for his second goal of the game. Howard again switching up their attack. It looks like it's Hinton to go back into attack, along with Tatum and Zajac. Looks like Good's going to take a break. Another clean win off the face-off. This is Brennan Tracy. Finds Blanche in the middle. Good save by Campbell as he read that one all the way. Just under a minute left in this first quarter. It has been all Howard so far. Campbell looking for an outlet. Decides to try to run it up the middle again. He'll take a shot. Why not? You got to like that from Campbell. And Evan Hawk with the save. Hawk still running. He's under a lot of pressure. Big hit by Tracy, and that will be an off-ball push. And Howard will be forced to defend here for the last 30 seconds of the quarter. .15 seconds left. Southern Maryland, they lost the ball there. Good pressure by McElroy. Force it out. Gladstone. Gladstone going all the way. Shot by Gladstone, and it's in. What a play by Connor Gladstone. You know those long balls always love an opportunity to let it rip, and he finds the corner of the net. Beautiful play by Connor Gladstone. And with that, the referees will mark it as the end of the first quarter. Timeout for Southern Maryland. So with 3 seconds left in the first quarter, timeout has been called by the Hawks. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back for the final seconds of the first quarter. So, bizarre situation there. As it appeared, the Southern Maryland Hawks player called a timeout to the referees with 3 seconds remaining in the first half. You don't see that one very often. Another face-off violation on Harmon. And at the final time, away. End of the first quarter, Howard 9, Southern Maryland 0. We'll take another break, be back for the second quarter in just 2 minutes. So the second period will begin, and the Dragons have made a change in goal as Liam Collins will take over for Howard. Evan Hoxley is likely done. Just trying to likely get their, a starting goalkeeper a little bit of work before the regional tournament. Just keep him locked in. This is Tracy under double coverage, and good job by Southern Maryland to force that one. But Howard will get it back. So Caleb Tatum just steals that one back for Howard. And they will get a fresh 80. Howard a little sloppy coming out of the second quarter here. Good. Just run around a circle, finds Tatum in the middle, and they connect for another goal. Caleb Tatum puts in his first of the game. Harmon, another easy win for him. Under a ton of pressure, he'll try to get a shot off. That one is blocked by the Southern Maryland defense, and it will stay with Howard. Howard again trying to take their time on each possession. Krasny flips it sideways on the pass to Zajac. Zajac took a sideways shot and unable to make it happen. Transition play for Southern Maryland. And Sharp takes it all the way down and then decides to stop right there and not go any further. Shot there by Southern Maryland. They will put one in. So, good play there by number 12, James Solhoff, and it was assisted by number 4, Zach DeToto. And CSM gets on the board. Howard wins another one. Harmon showing off his face-off dominance in this game. Also showing a little skill there as he just juked the check of Simpson on the play. This is Blanche. Blanche breaks the ankles there of Aponte Martinez. Good, no-look pass. What movement there as Blanche will stuff it in close range on a great hit by Dickinson on the pass there to the middle. Southern Maryland now will switch up their face-off as James Solhoff will take over in the circle. Harmon will be forced to serve the 30-second penalty for it, even though it appeared on that play that it was actually not Harmon who was called. It looked like it was on the plate of the face-off. The rules and the rules will be the one that is the penalty. And another goal by Southern Maryland to get the advantage for the penalty. It was the same rotation. Still on the goal and Zach Toto on the assist. Second quarter. Southern Maryland get a couple goals on the board in this situation where Howard really hasn't quite looked at their sharpest. Another new face-off man for Southern Maryland, as this time it looked like it was Aponte Martinez, and he tripped up Harmon in the process, and flags are on the field for that one. Peterson the screen. Peterson has some Campbell comes out of the board, puts some pressure on him. Hinton, that shot checked as he came through, goes high, and with the ball going out of play, the penalty will be called. So a holding penalty has been called on Ryan Taylor of Southern Maryland. I thought it was going to be called for a trip, but a hold is called, and Howard will get their first man-up opportunity for a 30-second penalty. Flag is down again. Not sure. There was no contact with that one. I'm starting to think that maybe it's because of some words that were thrown. Excuse me, it's going to be... Well, it's going to be... Either way, it's going to be a goal by Blanche. The assist to Zajac. And it looks like the referees are going to waive the penalty on the goal. So Blanche with the man-up goal, Zajac with the assist, and Howard back up 12-2. And with that, Simpson will return to the face-off circle after a brief respite. Harmon, another nice play. Peterson taking on Mackel. Good from behind. Shot into the corner, and that is Zajac again. Another assist to Drew Good. So Ponte Martinez back to take the face-off. And once again, it is going to be a face-off violation. Excuse me, this time the face-off violation will be on Southern Maryland, so that will be their second. Not often you see 5 face-off violations in the same half. Continues to pick up here. Zajac, he'll find the corner. Beautiful shot there. Set up by Brennan Tracy. Zajac from Tracy. Harmon, he'll take his shot again as he's really trying to get his name on the score sheet, but that shot again will go high. I have a feeling Harmon will continue to let it fly any chance he gets some messages from his coaching staff saying he had some wide open teammates he could have just dished that off easily, but I have a feeling if given the opportunity again, that ball will go towards the net again. Always hard to tell a defenseman and a face-off guy. Oh, what a pass by Krasny as Peterson cut to the goal and was wide open. And a great look by Krasny to see it. And Howard will call the timeout. We'll take a timeout. Howard had 15-2. We are back. Second quarter action. Howard ahead, 15-2 over Southern Maryland. Howard with a face-off win, but a scramble play. Drew Good comes away with it for Howard. This is Brennan Tracy to Good. Quick ball movement by Howard. Tracy loses it. Fight for it. Tracy able to scoop it away from the opponents. Nice job by him to recover for his mistake. But now it's Good who just took his eye off the ball, it looked like. That will be an unforced turnover for Howard. Pass ill-advised. Tracy too good from behind the goal. Looking for a cutter. That pass to Zajac was low. Trying to get it back. Tracy does get it back for Howard. And Howard will reset with 45 left on the shot clock. Techman from the top. Good. Quick pass to Zajac. Howard just running through their offense. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Techman, he'll get it. Finds the inside of the post in that bottom right corner, and Techman will get on the board. For Techman, that is his first goal of the game. Fight for possession. Harmon snags it. Still Harmon. Shot. That is saved. So Harmon finally was able to get one on goal, but Campbell comes up big. Long toss by Campbell. He'll bounce all the way to the far corner of the field. Brown will usher it out. Now going back the other way. Connor Brown. And he'll give it up to his attackman as Howard will set up their offense. Krasny. This is Lucas Hoyt. Gives up to Good. Krasny fills in. Shot. Tried to find the lower corner. That one misses wide. Krasny will start from the wing. Cuts inside. Another dodge. Loses the ball, but a penalty will be called on that one as it was a tripping call. I was wondering if the referees were going to call that. It came in a little bit later, but the penalty was called. And that was called on 25 of Southern Maryland, Aponte Martinez. So Howard will have a 1 minute man up opportunity here. And again, this is a good opportunity for Howard to work on that offensive scheme. What a pass by Good. Blanche fakes the goalie. Well done by the Dragons. Drew Good is the playmaker tonight, as he has now 2 goals and 4 assists on the day. Simpson and Harmon again. And it looked like Southern Maryland had too many men on the field, as Toto realized a little late that he probably wasn't supposed to be on there. Howard ahead 17-2. So we're still in the first half. Hoyt comes off the screen, pings the crossbar, the post. Hoyt did everything right but find the net. Still a scramble for the rebound. Still nobody has it. And it is finally going to be picked up by Caleb Tatum of the Dragons. That was a 12-man Royal Rumble for the ball. Krasny spins through the double team, shot into the top right corner. Flags, 3 flags on the field after that one. And we will see what the result is of that. And it is going to be a slashing call on Purcell. And Howard with another man-up opportunity. And Howard will come away with that one as Ian Harvey Thomas comes off the wing and gets the ground ball for Howard, and they will take possession after a 15-minute scramble for the face-off possession. But they still have a solid 35 seconds to use this man-up opportunity. Zajac to Tracy. Tracy with the long shot. He pings the corner. And it just keeps getting better for Howard. So some substitution mishaps by Southern Maryland there. Right now they only had 3 long balls on the field. Peterson to Krasny. And a missed play there as Krasny good. And a turnover on the Dragons. 2:15 left in the second quarter. Hawks on a clearance attempt. That one's checked away by Good. Checked away a couple times now. Zajac, oh my goodness, what a play by Good, who tried a one-handed shot as he was falling to the ground. And the referee from midfield sees that Good had fallen his way into the crease. And it will be Southern Maryland ball. Once again, this is Campbell. Now he gets pressured, flips it over to Dancy. Dancy tries to find Fortaleza, and that goes out of play. Back the other way, Brown. His pass bounces his way, and that's no good. Picked up by the Hawks by Solhoff. Fortaleza gets it to Toto, and that's going to be an illegal screen. Another turnover. Turnovers back and forth right now, as this game has gotten a little bit on the sloppy side. But we have just 45 seconds remaining before the second quarter is over. Hoyt to Krasny. Dragons looking for one last good possession of the half. Peterson. And that one's on Drew. Right at his stick. Again, this 25 seconds remaining. Campbell under pressure. It's still Campbell. Zajac. Campbell flings it all the way down. Picked off by Gladstone. Krasny to Zajac. Zajac puts it in with just 0.2 left on the scoreboard. And with that, Howard will take a 20-2 lead into halftime. They need to send somebody out in the face-off circle to complete this last second of the first half. Referee blows whistle. First half is done. We will go into the break. Howard head 20-2. And we are back with you for the second half of action here at the Dragons Lair. Howard ahead 20-2 on the College of Southern Maryland Hawks. Howard wins the first face-off right away. And we've got a collegiate debut as Ben Shapiro will make his first appearance for the Dragons between the pipes for Howard. Number 38 in there. The Dragons defense was pumped to see him in there. Shot by Peterson. That one bounces high. Continues to be a factor here. Most of those at home trying to listen to this action. Krasny. Peterson. Down low. And a pass to the middle is not picked up cleanly as that is another one. Dewey Schoenfelder will make his first action for the Dragons. Number 13 in attack for Howard. Peterson just completely unmarked. Not a hawk in sight to guard him. And he will dunk it in from close range. So we have a few other players making their first appearances for the game as Howard has switched up their defense as well. It is Simpson and Harmon. Once again, knocked out to the ground was Harmon, and looks like it'll be Howard ball as Jordan Murray will, another one of those Dragons making his first play of the game. He will get credit for the ground ball and will spread off the field. So good job by Murray. We'll go through some of those other Howard players getting on the field as 26, Brendan Huey. He's getting his first action. Action on the defense for Howard. 41, Ben Goss, he's in there. And Nick Pinto, number 37, is starting with the defensive line. Hinton still running around. Hinton quite literally running circles around the Hawks defense, and he will shoot it into the top right corner of the net. That ball for Howard. Still Minnick. That shot saved. Campbell flips it forward. Schoenfelder tried to poke it loose, and he was unable to do so as Fortaleza gets it up to Sharp. Sharp under pressure, and that's taken away by the Dragons. So a couple of firsts there as Ryan Smith knocks it free, and Kyle Bruce, number 43 in the defensive three for Dragons, will get credit for the ground ball. And that is one of the great things about a game like this. Those guys who don't typically get a ton of playing time, in this case, some guys making their first appearance for the team, getting on the stat sheet, especially for those defenders. Those ground balls and cost turnovers, they live for those. This is Huey. Blanche. And you know, at this point, the Dragons are trying to find a way to get those guys goals. Schoenfelder and Huey are the ones that they're really going to try to find good shooting opportunities for. Ross will fire. Schoenfelder. Maybe we should just call him Dewey, because then you got Huey and Dewey out there. No Louis to be seen. Ross. That one is saved by Campbell. Nice play. Excuse me. No, it was not saved. It looked like it was deflected. He's now discussing. And they are saying that it was the defender that deflected it, not the goalkeeper. So the Howard Dragons will just take the shot clock violation as they roll to the corner and set up their clearance defense. Campbell. It's Fleckenstein. Fleckenstein has it knocked loose. And Jordan Murray gets credit for the caused turnover. Murray, the ground ball and a caused turnover in just a few minutes of play. Good job by Murray to make the most of his opportunity. Schoenfelder gets it to Krasny. Hoyt. Peterson didn't catch it cleanly as he tried to flip it forward. He gives it back. Peterson. This time he loses it again. And I'll lose it that time. Shot by Southern Maryland, saved. As Ben Shapiro will pick up his first save as a Dragon, picked up by Pinto. Schoenfelder. Hinton. Krasny snipes it into the bottom left corner. Jackson Krasny gets his hat trick completed. And with that, we're down at 23-2. Once again, Harmon, this time he flicks it back to himself and has all the room in the world to pick it up. Clarence Harmon really having an impressive game doing the faceoffs for Howard. Huey to Ross. Still Ross, that is saved by Campbell. Brandon Huey backs all the way up almost to the halfway. Gets the momentum going. Run past the defender. Shot. Goal! Brandon Huey with his first collegiate goal, and he is pumped for it. Good for that young man to enjoy that moment. Looks like Southern Maryland will have Aponte Martinez go take the face-off for this one, as Simpson looks like he may have taken a little bit of a shot on that play. Harmon, another good play, and he will win it clean. Past the middle shots by Schoenfelder, and that one is saved, but Schoenfelder with the rebound will put it in! And you can hear the Dragons going crazy as they start celebrating the fact that their teammate puts in his first career goal for his collegiate career. So penalty is called on the Southern Maryland goalkeeper for unsportsmanlike conduct, and I think they're going to realize that Southern Maryland does not have a backup goalkeeper. So the coach discussing this with the referee, trying to figure out what to do here. So the referees will have a talk now with the Howard coaches, and after some brief discussion, they're going to allow Campbell. They're going to have Campbell allowed to stay in the game despite taking the penalty because there is no backup goalkeeper for the Hawks. So they will play a man down and just have someone else serve the penalty. So good bit of sportsmanship on both sides to say let's be smart about this. No point in putting someone who is not trained to be a goalkeeper in the goal without the correct padding. So, and you have to imagine Howard will continue to slow this game down, and looks like they're going to do just that as they will pass it around the perimeter of their offense. So Maryland showing good discipline with their 2-3 formation, playing man-down defense. Shot by Ross, that goes wide. Schoenfelder behind the cage to Tracy. Tatum. Blanche finds Ross again. Ross, you can tell, was loaded up, wanted to fire that one in. And with that, the penalty will release. Tatum, nobody around him, will keep it passing. And Howard with 15 seconds left now, it looks like they will start making a run at the goal. Blanche to Hinton. Schoenfelder finds Huey to Ross. 3 seconds left. He's got to shoot. Ross with the shot, and it goes in the net. Are they going to count it? Yes, they are. As he was able to get the shot off before the shot clock had run out, so that goal will count. And a good play by Ross to just get it off in time. And give the assist to Cole Blanche on that one. Howard ahead 26-2. And we still have 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Ross. This is Huey. Ross gets by his man. A high shot, and that is saved, but looks like Campbell hurt on that play and immediately shows his frustration as he will go to the ground. We'll take a quick injury timeout. So after the injury to Hawks goalkeeper Ian Campbell, the coaches and referees got together and decided to just put an end to the third quarter. We are going to keep playing, and in an immaculate fashion, Ian Campbell will stay in the game for Hawks after taking what looked like a shot into his neck region, and just shows incredible toughness because he wants to stay in there for his team and close out this game. So a lot of respect for him. Thank you to the trainers for checking him out immediately and clearing that he is good to go. Quesada will take and goes out of bounds. So nothing but a ton of respect for goalkeeper Ian Campbell for sticking in there. The Howard players were cheering him on for being able to get up and keep going. This is Daniela Parkinson. His shot just goes high. As you can see now, some of the defensive midfielders for Howard getting a chance to get some shots, which they don't get to do often, and relishing in the opportunity to do so. This is Quesada. Christian Quesada, that shot, that's going to be blocked. Quesada picks up his own rebound. This is Asher Minnick. Minnick dodges his man. He's going to take a shot. That goes into the long corner. Asher hits the goal. A flag is on the field as well. Interference ball on Jordan Frenton, but it is waved off. Another one, and a ground ball pickup by Ryan Smith. Schoenfelder gets it to Ross. This is Brandon Cooley. Ross, he'll take a shot, and that is pinged into the goal. Give the assist to Caleb Tatum, and Howard scores another one. And a face-off violation on Harmon. Southern Maryland now with an opportunity as Jordan Frenton will run over Jordan Murray. Sharp comes around the screen. Sharp, saved by Shapiro. Ben Shapiro picks up his second save of the game. Parkinson will just run his way past, and an offsides penalty will be called here, but it won't matter. It's Schoenfelder. Oh, that is saved by Campbell. What a play by Campbell to snag that one away. So Scott Purcell will be called for offsides on the play, a 30-second penalty. So 30-second man-up chance for Howard. Hinton. Parkinson. Parkinson will shoot. That one goes high. Shot by Quesada. That one goes wide. Hit to Schoenfelder in the back. Didn't even realize it. And Hinton picks up the rebound. Schoenfelder was looking around like, what the heck just happened? Howard still with 25 seconds left on the shot clock. This is Parkinson. Gives it to Quesada. Quesada with a low jump shot, and that goes into the corner of the net. And that is a combination you won't hear very often on the score sheet, as Christian Quesada scores with Daniello Parkinson on the assist. Luke Simpson will win that faceoff for the Hawks. Goss picked up the ball, did a little shake and bake, and got his teammate the pass here. Schoenfelder unable to catch the pass on the other side. Campbell, that one is broken up by Schoenfelder. It went off of Southern Maryland. And a weird play there, but Schoenfelder will get it. This is Caden Ross. Shimmies around to Toto. Flips it over to Hinton. Tatum gives it to Schoenfelder. Finds Huey in the middle. Huey's shot. That is saved by Campbell. Good play by the Dragons. Dewey found Huey, but it was shut down by Campbell nicely. This is going the other way as Melker. Slowed down by DeToto. He's trying to wait for the Hawks to be able to set up their offense. Fortaleza gives it to Sharp. Sharp will now start to work his way towards the Howard goal. Finds Purcell, shot, goal! Good play by Purcell. So Purcell scores his first goal of the game, and Sharp picks up his first assist for the Southern Maryland Hawks. Ian Harvey Tops picks up the ground ball for Howard. Parkinson flips it quickly to Tatum. Schoenfelder from in front of the net. Schoenfelder scores! Dewey Schoenfelder gets it done. Give the assist to Hinton. Howard puts up goal number 30. Another good win by Harmon. Hinton tried to find Schoenfelder again. Pass didn't connect. And that was good pressure there by Samuel Manning to make that uneasy. Left in the fourth quarter as we're finally coming to a close. Once again, Howard, this is their final regular season game. Tatum, that shot high. As the Dragons will travel to CCBC Essex on Wednesday, April 28th in the Region 20 semifinals. That game will be at 7 p.m. That game will play in the regional finals. That will be on the following Saturday, May 1st. All games during the regional site seed. On the other side of the bracket, the number 1 seeded Hartford Fighting Owls will take on the number 4 seeded Anne Arundel Riverhawks. With all the teams fighting for a chance in the national tournament. And a big hit there by Daniela Parkinson. It looked like Franzen was trying to run him over, and Parkinson stood him up and knocked him down. We'll see what the penalties do. There. So a 30-second penalty on the Dragons for a holding on Quesada, and then on that play, a 1-minute penalty on Franzen for a hit to the head. So with 2:10 left, we've got some 5-on-5 lacrosse coming up here. Howard will be given the free clear. So for the Dragons out there right now, you've got Ross, Minnick, Tatum, Hinton, and Schoenfelder. Southern Maryland with Fleckenstein, Aponte Martinez, Manning, Dancy, and Melker. So the first penalty has been released. Quesada will come back in. And we have just a minute 30 left in the game. Minnick looking for the pass. Mishandled that one. Fight for the ground ball. And Schoenfelder will take it away. Pass to Hinton. What a play. Hinton puts that one up. And give credit to Schoenfelder, who passed it across the defense and just found Hinton wide open on the backside of the post. Harmon will win one last face-off there as we have under a minute remaining. What a game for Terrence Harmon. He ended up going 20 for 30. 30 for 36 in the face-off circle with 20 ground balls. A fantastic performance for the face-off man. Dragons, the 25 seconds left on the game clock, 40 seconds left on the shot clock, and I have to imagine that they will just let this tick down. And that will put an end to the Howard regular season. The road to Nassau Howard. Dragons 31, Southern Maryland Hawks 3. As both teams congratulate each other on a good fight. That will be the end for this broadcast. We appreciate you stepping by and watching. And stay tuned for all the information on the Dragons. www.dragons.com.